In a past video, I showed you how I took a channel from 0 to 10K subs in just 2 weeks. And after I did that, I kind of stopped posting on that channel for a few months. But I recently made a promise to you guys that I would document my process in taking that channel from 10K to 100K subscribers. And I recently hit a pretty crazy milestone, making 15K in a single month. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I did that, how I went from making basically $0 a month from this channel to making 15, and it's actually 16K that I'm going to make this month from that YouTube channel. So basically went from making $0 to making $15,000 in a single month. It's actually 16, but 0 to 15 or 16K in a single month. And I'm going to break down the entire process, my titles, my thumbnails, how I do all of that stuff, my entire thought process, and how I went from making 0 to $15,000 on this YouTube channel. And if you don't believe me, here's some proof. Quick little disclaimer before I get into the proof. If you're kind of a snowflake and you're not willing to accept opinions that aren't your own, you're going to get pissed off with this channel. There's a method behind the madness though. There's a reason why I chose a polarizing topic like this, and I'm going to tell you why exactly, and I'm going to show you how you can choose your own niche as well. You don't need to copy directly off of mine. You can use this in your own channel, you know, in your own niche and your own personal interest. You can use these same strategies for yourself. But if you're kind of a snowflake that can't accept any other opinion except for your own, then you're probably not even going to get any value out of this, because you're going to be too mad and balling your fist up at the opinions that I hold and the type of content that I make, instead of just listening and learning how to make a ton of money off the YouTube platform. So here is the YouTube channel in question. Most people out there would never reveal their actual channels, because if this video does go viral, it might actually hurt the algorithm for this channel, but it is what it is. I'm making this channel, I'm building it in public so you guys can see the entire process. And I'm mainly building it for my students within the program, within my coaching program, so they can see the process and they can get inspired and learn how I do things and how I operate. But you can see right here, this channel only has 26,000 subscribers, 26.5. And it's made $15,418, which is actually not as much as it's made. It's actually made over 16, but it hasn't updated for today yet. If you make money off YouTube, you know what I'm saying. If you don't, I'll show you in 1 second. But 5.8 million views. This is all long form views, by the way, no shorts. I haven't posted any shorts on this channel in the past month. And 26,000 subscribers. And I don't even ask for subscribers. I just started asking for them because what I wanted to do was hit the 15K a month mark on this channel with the lowest amount of subscribers as possible, so I could prove to you guys that it's not about subscribers, it's about views, and that's the only thing that matters at the end of the day. But I did promise that I would document taking this channel from 10K to 100K, so I'm going to go ahead and start asking for subscribers again. And I did do that, and I gained, like, let's go check it out, how many subscribers I've been gaining in the past few days. It's been pretty nuts, the difference whenever you ask for them and whenever you don't. So for all of here, so this is when I got 1.7 million views on a video. And around this mark right here, I only gained 1,300 because I wasn't asking for them. I don't ask. And then a whole lot less views over here, and I'm gaining more than that every single day. So it just goes to show you that asking for subs actually does work. And when you don't ask for them, you get very low numbers like these, but I was still making a bunch of money. And all that matters at the end of the day is views and money. Speaking of money, let's go check out how much I was making in the past few months. So like I said, I went from 0 to 10K subs, and around that time, the channel got monetized as well. All of that happened within 2 weeks, just 2 weeks alone, right? After that time period, I basically just stopped posting on the channel because I was like, okay, I reached my goal. I went from 0 to 10K subs so I could make the YouTube video on how I did it, prove to everybody that they can also do it, and show you the exact tactics that I used to get there. But then once I made the YouTube video, everybody was saying, no, you have to keep posting. You have to document the process from 10K to 100K, show how to make a ton of money, stuff like that. So I was like, cool, let's do it. It's not that difficult. I can do that pretty quickly. Let's do it. So you can see, like, the month of October, November, December, I wasn't really posting on the channel. I made $12, $8, $3. In January, I posted a little bit, but then I got, some things came up and I couldn't post consistently. So I made 460. February 1st, I started going really hard on this channel. And you can see I made $12,530 in that month. And then in the past 28 days, it's been $15,418 and then $4,100 so far on this month. And right now it's March 6th. So $4,100 in only 5 days, technically. It's pretty nuts, dude. That's pretty good for a channel with only 20,000 subscribers. And once again, I'm going to tell you all the tactics that I used to get there. And just because I know there's a ton of skeptics out there, and rightfully so, I'm not going to get too mad at you for being a skeptic and thinking that everybody who's making money online or making money from YouTube is lying. I understand. There are a lot of scammers out there. There are a lot of liars out there. So I'm going to give you a refresh or two here so you can see that this is legit. That's one refresh. There's 2 refreshes. If you think I'm lying about $15,000 in a month, then you have a issue within your brain, because $15,000 in a month is just not that much in the grand scheme of things when there's people making multiple 6 figures a month from their YouTube channels. Like that is that is happening. I've had students of mine make 60K, 70K in a month. This stuff happens, and it's not that uncommon. You just have to wake up to the fact and rewire your brain, because you've been brainwashed your whole life into thinking that making 15K a month from posting YouTube videos is not possible, or making 60K in a month in general is not possible. When all of these things are possible, you've just been brainwashed into thinking that they aren't. And it's going to be hard for you, unless you're open-minded. It's going to be hard for you to accept that fact, but you just have to, because I'm literally showing it to you on the screen right here. 15K, not that much money, but for a lot of people, it's life-changing to be able to make that much from posting YouTube videos. And then once you acquire the skills to do it once, you can repeat the process like I have multiple channels, have other people who you've trained up to run these channels, so you can make 20K, 30K, 40K a month from multiple channels at the same time. And then you get into the 6-figure a month range, and you get the picture. So I'm going to use this quick diagram that I've used in videos in the past. If you're wondering what these screenshots are on the outside, it's just some testimonials and screenshots that I've gotten from my clients before. But what we're going to focus on right here is not all of that stuff in this video. This is just pure value for you guys. In this video, I just want to provide as much value as I possibly can and kind of explain to you my thought process on how I came up with, posting on this channel here, posting these kinds of videos, because I know a lot of you are wondering, like, these videos are pretty polarizing, right? These videos are going to piss a lot of people off. You might have even gotten pissed off just seeing the titles and thumbnails of these videos. It's all a process, right? It's all a method. There's a method to the madness. So let's check out the actual method to it all. Here is how you choose a viral niche. This Venn diagram right here, very, very simple, but it works every single time. Every single one of my students sees massive success whenever they just follow this template here. So circle number 1 is knowledge. You have to have knowledge on the topic, and other people have to want knowledge on the topic. If they don't want knowledge, then there's not going to be much reason, or as much of a reason as there could be, for them to click on your videos whenever you post them. And you have to have knowledge on the subject, so that if you're the one making the videos, or even if you're hiring freelancers to make the videos for you, you seem knowledgeable. So nobody who is interested in a topic enough to have knowledge on it wants to watch someone who has no idea what they're talking about talk about the topic, unless they're like reacting to it for the first time or something. But if you have no knowledge on the subject and you're trying to attract people who are interested in that topic, they're just going to get pissed off watching you. They're going to get frustrated watching you because you have no knowledge and you're acting like you know what you're talking about. Second circle is going to be polarity. This one is so damn important and explains why I chose this niche that I did choose. You can see it's very, very polarizing content. It's because that's on purpose. We want polarizing content. We want people to get angry when they see your videos. We want people to feel emotions when they see your videos, whether that's happy, sad, excited, nostalgic, angry, whatever it is. You want people to feel something. And the more you can make them feel, the more you can make them act and interact with your content, engage with your content, and boost that engagement, which boosts the reach overall of the videos. I welcome negative comments. I welcome people arguing with me in the comments. I welcome even people saying things negative about the way that I make my videos. There's no comment that I would possibly ever delete unless it's like blatantly racist or something. But if it's just people saying, I disagree with you, you're wrong, I'm not deleting that. That's welcomed. I want that. That's why I'm making that kind of content, because I want people to disagree with me. But also the people who do agree with me, because this is a polarizing thing and I'm not riding the fence, I'm taking a side. Because of that, the people who do agree with me are going to really agree with me and really support me and like the video before they even know what the video is about, because they like me, because I represent their same thought patterns, right? Their same opinions. I represent that in a world where not many people are representing that, or not everybody represents it, right? It's like 50-50 split. And also, if you're making content and people are saying things like, dude, you talk too much, play the clip. Like, I get that all the time, right? I welcome that, because that's just adding to my engagement. Now, obviously, if it's an overwhelming amount of people saying that, like criticizing you on a certain thing that you're doing in your videos, you probably should listen to them and think, okay, should I improve this? Like, should I reevaluate and possibly improve this part of my content? Or should I just keep engagement farming them because they're obviously just hating on me? That's something you have to actually, within your own channel, decide for yourself. So polarity is super, super important when it comes to choosing your niche, right? The third circle is going to be interest. You have to have interest in the topic. Other people have to also be interested in the topic. If you're not interested, you're going to get burnt out. You're not going to have the same level of quality inside of your content. And if other people aren't interested, then none of this matters, because if other people aren't interested in the kind of content that you're making and that niche that you're making content in, then nobody's going to click anyway. So obviously other people have to be interested, but also you have to be interested too, because you're able to pump out more content whenever you're genuinely interested in a topic. You're able to do it for longer without burning out. You're able to do it more without burning out. And also overall, you'll just get better quality content out of the thing because you're actually genuinely interested. So if you watch this channel for any time at all, you know I've followed this strategy called the Viral 5, or the 5 T's of YouTube. And in this video, I'm going to break down how I use the 5 T's to go consistently viral, same way that I do for all of my students and anybody who I've helped with YouTube. This thing just works. If you follow these strategies that I'm going to give you in this video, this stuff just works. The Viral 5 system, it just works. And I'm going to show you exactly how I use it for my own content in this video right here. So first one is going to be topic selection. Topic selection, you want to use the same thing. It ties in very closely with the niche. You want to use this thing that I call the pocket system, okay? Let's go back over to this whiteboard here, and I'm going to break down to you the pocket system just really quickly. I'm sure if you've watched my content, you already know this, but basically the cycle that I run through on my channel over and over and over again, and while I'm doing it nowadays, I don't think of it as the pocket system. It just kind of is second nature. But whenever I teach new people how to do it, I teach them this system right here. So the first circle here is going to be targeted test. The larger circle represents your overall niche. The smaller circles represents individual video topics, okay? Targeted test is going to be us just throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what sticks. We're going to test out different, topics. We don't really have anything to lose at this point. This is kind of us when we're at ground zero, we're at our baseline, we're at our floor of our channel, and we're trying to figure out what works. We're trying to find a hit. So we're throwing things at the wall, see what sticks. Next circle is going to be us actually getting a hit. So something sticks, something popped off. One of the videos did really well. Next one is going to be, that is our new niche now. So we're going to ignore literally everything else out there. And this green circle is going to be our new larger circle. So we're ignoring literally everything else. Only this green circle is going to be our niche from now on. So this is what popped off, this video topic here. Every single video from now until we enter the cool off period is going to be within this green circle. So we're only going to do updates to that same story or topics that are very, very similar, involve the same people. We're going to be within this green circle and we're not going to touch anything else. I don't care if you had videos scheduled. I don't care if you had a ton of videos that you were about to make. I don't care. You shut it all down and you just post within this green circle because this is an opportunity and we can't waste it. We can't squander it. Then we enter the cool off section. Eventually that one topic is not going to be able to feed you for the rest of your life. It's not going to be able to feed your YouTube channel for the rest of its life. It's not going to work like that. There is going to be a cool off period where eventually that green circle will turn yellow and you won't be getting the same amount of views off that circle anymore. That's going to happen. There's no questions about it. So then what do we do? We enter the reset period where basically we're just going back to square one and we're going to do targeted test again. And we're going to throw things at the wall, see what sticks. We get a hit, then we move into the new niche and we cross everything else out. Then cool off period, reset again. And this is basically the cycle that I run through whenever I'm choosing my video topics. I'll, post a few videos. Some of them do poorly, some of them don't. The ones that do well, I say, can we make a part 2 on this? Can we continue? And you'll see there's a ton of repeat faces. So I had this one video right here where it's Dr. Phil destroying the woke host of The View. Now, I also had a video back in the day, if we go to popular, got 2 million views. That was really very helpful for me getting from 0 to 10K subs in just 2 weeks. It also involved Whoopi Goldberg and The View. So that's somebody who is going to be a repeat person on my channel because I did targeted test and realized The View, Whoopi Goldberg does very well for this channel. People in this niche like to see Whoopi Goldberg and The View. So every single time there's something that I feel like would fit in this audience and it involves Whoopi Goldberg and The View, I'm posting it. I'm jumping on it every single time. Also, I got 1.7 million views on this one and it also involved, guess who? Dr. Phil. So I'm also every single time, and at least for now, every time I see a story that involves Dr. Phil, I'm hopping on it. And you can see, I did a couple of videos on Dr. Phil. This one right here got 220K. Let me move it over so you can see. This one right here got 220K. Dr. Phil and Bill Maher. And then I was like, continue to look for Dr. Phil topics. This one involves Dr. Phil and the Breakfast Club. It only got 24K. So now we're entering the cool off period when it comes to the Dr. Phil content. But Whoopi Goldberg and The View still going strong, right? This one that I posted one day ago, 205K right here. So Whoopi Goldberg and The View still going pretty strong. There's no cool off period so far with that one. It's doing that topic is doing pretty well. And until The View like goes off air or something, I am going to continue to post on The View and Whoopi Goldberg as often as I possibly can. And that's kind of how the Pocket system works. You test different things. If a big story pops up that you've never done before, you don't want to shy away from doing it. If you feel like it can work, test it out and see how it does. This one right here, Patrick Bet David has done well for my channel before, but I wanted to talk about the recent cyber attack or possible cyber attack. It only got 1.6K. This one right here, this day was a very slow news day, so I had to get a little bit creative. So I covered Google's racist AI, and neither one of these did well. So guess what? I'm not touching those topics again. Stuff happens. Sometimes you get misses. You have to learn from those misses. Don't get emotional about it. Look at the numbers and act accordingly. You can't get emotional about this stuff. But you'll find, the old reliables where there'll be certain people, there'll be certain video topics that you can choose that every single time there is a reason to make a video on that, you should, because they consistently work. And you only get to know that by going through the process of the Pocket system, doing these targeted tests and not getting scared to test new things whenever you see an opportunity. If things go wrong, just don't make another video on that topic. Just take the data in, use your logic brain instead of your emotional brain, and just take the data in and act accordingly. If you get emotional about this stuff, you're never going to make it in this YouTube world. So now let's get into the topic of titles, okay? Titles are very, very complicated. A lot of people think that they know, everybody knows that titles and thumbnails are important, right? Not many people understand the actual science behind them. Here's how I break down titles. Let me see if I'm able to draw on here. Cool. Here's how I break down titles, right? There's keywords, there's buzzwords, there's SEO. Keywords are words that tell the algorithm who the video is for, who the video should be pushed to. Buzzwords are words that differentiate this particular video from the other videos like it and also entice the viewer to click. And then SEO is obviously search engine optimization, which we're not going to focus on too heavy. That's kind of like a byproduct of the other things that we're going to do within these titles. Let's break down a couple of my titles right here. So let's first find the keywords. Like I said, Whoopi Goldberg has absolutely crushed for my channel. So what do? Whoopi Goldberg is a great keyword for me because I know that Whoopi Goldberg does very well on my channel. I know that if I put Whoopi Goldberg in the title, that it will probably do pretty well. It'll push the video to the right people. So Whoopi Goldberg is going to be one keyword phrase for me. So let's underline Whoopi Goldberg. Another one that's a great keyword phrase for this is The View, because The View has done very well. So those are the keyword phrases. Now we get into the buzzword phrases. What phrases within this title separates this video from the other videos like it? Well, massive meltdown. This isn't just another The View clip. This isn't just another random clip from The View or Whoopi Goldberg. This is Whoopi Goldberg having a massive meltdown. It's not even just another meltdown clip. It's a massive meltdown. That's what differentiates this video and entices the click from the viewer, because this would, this is a massive meltdown. So that's going to be the buzzword phrase that differentiates this video and entices the click. And then all of these things kind of work as SEO, right? SEO is kind of like a byproduct of doing the other things right. So Whoopi Goldberg is going to be a good SEO phrase. The View, Donald Trump is going to be a good SEO phrase. SCOTUS, or Donald Trump's SCOTUS ruling, all of that's a good SEO phrase, right? And we don't want to optimize too much for SEO nowadays. It's not completely dead. You still want to have good SEO phrases in there, but you don't want to obsess over that, because it's not going to yield you the same amount of results that, obsessing over getting in the recommended feed and, getting on the homepage and stuff like that will yield you. Let's do one more. So for this one, watch Dr. Phil drop bombshells live on Breakfast Club. So the keyword phrase, like I said, Dr. Phil has done really well for my channel. So Dr. Phil is going to be a keyword phrase. Breakfast Club, going to be another keyword phrase. Those are both work as SEO phrases as well. And then the buzzwords are going to be drop bombshells. Sorry, I just crossed that out. But drop bombshells live. So this isn't just Dr. Phil dropping bombshells. He dropped bombshells on them live. And I've noticed that word, you'll also pick up on certain keywords and buzzwords that work really well for your channel. I've noticed that the word live has a great effect on my click-through rate. So when I use the buzzword live, when I throw that in there, people love that. They eat that up. You can see this video right here used it. Cat Williams drops nukes on Joe Rogan live. It just works so well. And you'll find certain buzzword phrases that work well for your niche as well. Don't just copy mine, because what works in my niche might not work in yours. But I've noticed that drops bombshells, massive meltdown, drops nukes, destroys, stuff like that works really well for me. And also throwing in the word live works really well for me as well. And once again, you can't just copy what I'm doing and think it's going to work for you. It's not going to work for you. You have to figure out what works within your niche. If you're in the same niche as me, then it might work for you. But if you're in a different niche, you can't just copy what I'm doing and think it's going to work. You have to figure this out for on your own. And you can either, ask someone like me who has the experience to tell you like what's the right way to go, what's the right buzzwords, keywords, SEO and stuff like that to use, or you can just go through the trial and error yourself and figure it out over time. Now we move on to thumbnails. There's a lot of things that go into making good thumbnails in this space. Number one is having faces, recognizable faces. That's number one. So what I do within my coaching program, what I focus on for my channels and my students' channels is we focus on tapping into the subconscious mind of the viewer. Everybody nowadays their attention span is so short that it's very difficult to capture the attention of someone. To do that, if you're trying to attack the conscious mind, it's not going to work. If you're putting paragraphs on your thumbnails that you're expecting people to read, it's not going to work. You have to tap into the subconscious mind, and there's ways that you can do that. Here are a couple of them, and it's going to differ between niche to niche. Here is what I do. You're going to have to use recognizable faces. My name, my face is not as recognizable as Dr. Phil or Whoopi Goldberg. That's just a fact that we have to come to the logical conclusion of. It's just true. My face is not as recognizable as Joe Rogan's face. So why the hell would I put my face on my thumbnails when I could put someone like Dr. Phil or Joe Rogan? That's just stupid. That's self-sabotage. Another thing you have to keep in mind is words or faces where you can see someone's eyeballs looking at you get a lot more attention from the subconscious mind. So have recognizable faces on your thumbnails, have them looking at the camera if possible, or at least have their eyeballs be as visible as possible, because that gets a lot more views. Another thing you can use is having hands in your thumbnails. If they can see the person's hands in their thumbnails, that helps click-through rate. I try not to have too many words on my thumbnails. The main thing is going to be having polarizing statements on the thumbnails, things that are going to catch people's eyes, like recognizable faces. And a meta on YouTube right now is having swear words on your thumbnails and bleeping them out. Like you can see I put bullshit there. Even over here, like the kids are dying. Having polarizing phrases like that and having them bleeped out works very, very well. You want the thumbnails to be as clean as possible and eye-catching as possible without using a lot of words. You want to tell the story with the imagery. And the way that I do that, because I'm doing a lot of beef and like this person destroyed this person or dropped bombs on this person, is I use a lot of word bubbles, and it works really well for telling the story, you know? So when it comes to thumbnails, there's a lot of psychological hacks that you can use that I don't have enough time to go into all of them in this video, but hopefully that helps in explaining kind of my thought process when creating my thumbnails. The main thing that I'm thinking about is having a polarizing statement, something that ignites some kind of emotion within the viewer, and also having recognizable faces on the thumbnail. Those are the main two things. Other than that, I do want to tell a little bit of a story, you know, of what's happening so that the subconscious can kind of piece it together when they see it. But other than that, it's mainly just the recognizable faces and having the viewer feel some kind of emotion when they see the thumbnail pop up on their screen. The fourth of the viral five, the fourth T, whatever you want to call it, is timing. This one is possibly my favorite one. This is how I'm able to blow up channels so quickly for myself and for my students. Timing is just, it's so OP. Like it's so good, man. And what I mean by timing is leveraging current events and trends. So if we go over to my channel again, you can see a lot of the things that I talk about are breaking news, or at least they're framed as if they're breaking news. You'd be shocked. A lot of these topics that you'll see on my screen right here, they're framed as breaking news, but a lot of them have actually happened like a week ago. And the way that you leverage timing is not always by using breaking news topics. Sometimes it's by framing stuff that happened a week ago or a month ago or a year ago as it's breaking news. And it still works. And you're not technically lying. So the example that I like to use for my students is, let's say Joe Rogan said something a year ago about Michael Jordan not being the greatest of all time, and you wanted to do a video on that. Well, instead of saying a year ago Joe Rogan said that Michael Jordan isn't the greatest of all time, or Joe Rogan once said that Michael Jordan isn't the GOAT, instead of saying something like that, you could say something like, you know, Joe Rogan just said Michael Jordan isn't the GOAT, or Joe Rogan just said, or Joe Rogan just ruined MJ's legacy, something like that. And you're not technically lying. You're just framing the video as if it's breaking news. Just is a relative term. Just doesn't always mean yesterday or 30 seconds ago. Just to an 85-year-old could be 5 years ago, because it's different time horizons. It's different. It's all relative. It's all about relativity. So if you frame it, even older things, as if they're breaking news, people are absolutely addicted to breaking news, current events, and drama. So yes, you want to cover breaking news. Yes, you want to use timing in that sense where you're talking about things that are actually happening in real time, but you also want to give yourself the wiggle room to be able to cover things from the past, but still frame them as if they're breaking news, because it bumps the views up so much. It's so insane, man. Like the people, if you aren't taking advantage of timing, by framing things that you're talking about as if they are breaking news or at least happening currently, like happening in the last few days or something, like currently happening, current events, right? If you're not doing that right now, try it out. Try framing your next few YouTube videos as if they are breaking news and tell me the results. Please come back and report back the results. I promise you, they'll be huge. They will be massive. I promise. Once again, timing, leveraging current events and trends, and framing the videos as if they are leveraging current events and trends. This is an absolute game changer. Please start doing this if you're not doing it already. This is the main reason why I'm able to go into any niche and dominate. Why my students are able to go into any niche and dominate, because they know how to leverage timing. They know from start to finish the exact process that I use. They know how powerful it is because they've seen me build these channels for them in front of their eyes, going into different niches. And you guys are seeing it now, going into these niches and just dominating because I'm able to leverage current events and trends. And even when I'm not, I'm still framing it as if I am. And this is just such a powerful tool. It's ridiculous. If you're not using it, start using it ASAP. And the fifth and final T is tenacity. YouTube can be tough. It can be tough for sure, especially if you don't have someone on your side who has the experience, or if you don't have the experience yourself. It's a tough game. It's going to take a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of trial and error. I promise you, if you follow these strategies that I talked about in this video and you mold them for your own niche, you mold them for your own situation, they will 100% work. I've taught hundreds of students at this point how to go full-time on YouTube. I've had a bunch of channels myself where I've made, 10K, 20K, 30K a month from YouTube. These strategies are the same strategies that I use and my students use. The only difference is they have direct access to me. They can always ask me questions whenever they want to. So you're not going to have that unless you join the coaching program. But these strategies 100% work. And you need to have tenacity when going into YouTube, because there is going to be a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. There is going to be a lot of trial and error. There is going to be tough times. There's going to be good times. You have to be able to stick through it all and not get too emotional about it. And if you use these strategies, if you buy into my process, I promise you it will work for you. The only decision that you have to make is how long do you want it to take. If you're willing to do this for 3 to 5 years without seeing a ton of results, and you're willing to follow these processes, I promise you, if you think about a time horizon that long, 3 to 5 years, I promise you it will work for you 100%. Like I can 100% guarantee that if you follow these exact processes that I'm talking about, in 3 to 5 years, you will be a full-time YouTuber making 20K, 30K plus a month. I promise you. But if you don't want it to take that long, you want to just get the help of me, and I can implement these systems directly into your channel literally for you and get you doing that in a few weeks instead of a few years, you can go ahead and book a call with a link in the description, or shoot me a DM on Instagram. Both links will be in the description, whatever you want to do. We can hop on a call, see if you're a good fit. And if you are, I can literally just do all of this for you, or teach you how to do it yourself. I'm not going to do it for you. I'm not going to do the work for you, but implement these systems into your channel for you and then show you how to do it yourself and get you making a ton of money on the YouTube platform. Like I said, you don't absolutely need my help. If you want it to take a few years, if you're willing to sit through those years, then go ahead and do it. But if you want to just pay to get ahead of the game and literally time travel the 3 to 5 years, like every year that you don't know how to make 100K or 200K or 300K from YouTube is costing you that much money. So paying a few $1,000s to join a coaching program, it's pennies in comparison to the stuff that you're missing out on by the few years that it'll take you to get there on your own. So if you want me to just come in there and just literally get you there in a few weeks, then go ahead and book a call with the link in the description, or you can DM me on Instagram if you're just ready to go now. We can hop on a call. I'll ask you a few questions, make sure you're qualified to get in. If you are, we'll get you rolling. We'll get you getting a ton of views and making a ton of money. So hopefully this video was valuable. Hopefully, at the very least, if you're not able to get a lot of tactics from this video, hopefully you were at the very least able to see this inspiration, see that this is possible and it's not that crazy. I only have 26,000 subscribers on this channel and it's making $16,000 in a month, getting 6 million views in a month. Hopefully at the very least this will tell you like what's possible with YouTube, and that these things are very, very possible, and not just possible, but that they're not that crazy. It's not that crazy to make 15K in a month. So at the very least, hopefully you got some inspiration from this video. If you do, once again, want to book a call and see about me just coming into your channel and getting this done for you in just a few weeks, go ahead and just book a call with the link in the description, or shoot me a DM on Instagram. Other than that though, I appreciate you guys for watching this. If you want to see more videos just like this one, you want to continue to see the updates on this channel as I take it to 100K subscribers, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff, and I hope to see you guys on the next one.